If you're born with the energy of Sagittarius, in your human body, your experience of this zodiac sign has a very strong dance with intensity, and intensity across the board. So, emotions, intense. Experience with mom and dad and family themes, intense. Your relationship with yourself in exploring your individuality and also being curious, all of it will be intense. Whatever you register as trauma, intense. As excitement, intense. Even your sexual pursuits, intense. It's the relation you have, or the relation Sagittarius has, with just the fire element. Now, when you keep that in mind as like a default setting that is correlated to the characteristics of Sagittarius, you gotta sit back and then understand that if this beaming energy of intensity is one and strong in your natal chart, especially where Jupiter is concerned, where Mars is concerned, where Sag Moon is concerned, then naturally, equally so when it comes to keeping things to yourself, you end up being intense. Keeping quiet about the things that you are going through, you will have a very Sagittarius naturally has a very strong, intense clutch on things that they believe, according to the default setting, must be kept to themselves. And their underlying argument would be, I don't want to burden anyone else with my issues. And they'll feel intensely about that. That's when they creep into that masculine side of them. That's when the fire element starts talking. And I always sit back and I say, I'm a reader, man. And I've just learned that when I see people born with certain placements, there's a reason why you have that placement. And when I read people's lives, if I look at their mom and their dad, if I look at the patterns pertaining to the mom and the dad with Sagittarius, especially where mom is concerned, I always tell Sag, do you think you're the first to keep things to yourself so intensely? Do you think you're the first to hold on and grind through and be like a mule about all the stuff that you carry and carry and carry? And don't you think that if there's this pattern that has already taken place, and now you the third, fourth, second generation of carrying the same intense ideology of, I'm going to keep it to myself, Nathaniel. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to open up. And I'm going to rather pretend. I'm going to put on a smile. I'm going to say the typical thing. I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm on a journey. You were born in this Sagittarius sign with purpose. And you're not supposed to feel what you're feeling. I know very empathically. And I can also understand that shit is real in your life. You, and I don't think many around you, understand how much you carry and for how long. The truths a Sagittarius knows about people, whether they consciously wanted to know these things, whether they consciously asked to go through what they have gone through, I know it's intense. But remember your stomach. Go look at the Sagittarius series. You'll see my whole synopsis on you and the stomach. Intensity, if it irritates the stomach, like hot sauce, jalapenos, chilies, it starts eating. And what does hot end up doing to the stomach? It creates ulcers. So if we take that philosophy and we apply it to your emotional body, your psychological body, apply it to your spiritual connection, you are going to create ulcers. The only difference is no one is going to see it. Your intensity will start leaking even into the anonymous nature about a communal feeling of whatever you call a trauma. Because if you say, this is my issue, come talk to me. I'll show you there's nothing unique about your depression, your heaviness, your burden. Whatever your story of heaviness is, I've seen it. I've seen polarity in worse stories that will shock you. And humans go through negativity as a communal exercise. So what is unique or yours to experience? How can you keep this so intensely to yourself? In equal measure, Sagittarius, how can you sit also and not notice how everybody comes to you and unconsciously tells you stuff that you didn't ask for? They open up their lives, whether it be a person you know, a friend, but you know what I'm talking about. These people who just share things with you and you didn't ask them. I always say that's a lesson for you to slow down and take note. Don't ask too many questions. Why did they come to me, Nathaniel? I'll say, no. They did that exercise for you to learn from them. Because there are people you can open up to. There are people that can carry your weight. But if you intense about this idea of I am the burdens and the consequences and all the things that polarize to one end and one end only, which is normally the heavy stuff, I'm going to keep it to myself. You're going to create ulcers. It's going to start with poor sleep and so on and so forth. You are such a phenomenal sign, Sag. You are one of the beaming signs when it comes to those related to the solar plexus. You champion the energy of that solar plexus. I don't want you guys to be lost in the anonymous nature and the very delusional idea of this is mine and I don't want anybody to know about it. Everyone doesn't need to know about it. But take your time to ground and take your time to articulate to someone. Get it out there. Tell a random stranger. Decide intuitively, not with your mind, who you tell. There's people who are willing. There's angels here amongst us. Don't create stories in your head late at night when you're watching this video, eating your chocolates, dark chocolate. That is an experience to go through, but there's a point of enough. You get what I'm saying? And you have more going on for yourself than you realize. You just have to give yourself the chance to release the things, the ideologies, and this practice of intensity, especially where talking and expressing and asking for help is concerned. Don't keep stuff to yourself. Just like you don't keep any food that you swallow to yourself. If that happens, you are called backed up. And that's not healthy. Even when you eat, you need to release. So anything that comes through you as an experience, emotional, relationship, father, mother, yes, you're going to feel it intensely, more than you can articulate to people, but Lord have mercy, it must go out as well. We breathe in and we breathe out.